Hello everyone and welcome back to Resin with me. I am Brandy and for today's video, well, if you watched my last video, you'll remember that I kind of brought these little pill capsules out. So we are going to get started on this project, which it's a custom order, a set of 4 coasters using those capsules. It's really, I will be honest, it's probably not going to be to everyone's liking, this project. I think you're probably either going to really like it or just not like it at all. So just a warning, I guess. You may not like the final project, but it's a custom order, so I just decided that I might as well record it because you never know what like someone else might see, and it might spark an idea for someone else. So if one of you were to see this and think like, oh, maybe I can try this other thing that might be similar. So I've got 8 ounces of resin mixed up here. This is the ZDSSticky Resin that I had tested out several months ago and ended up loving so much that I now purchase it off of Amazon. It is a 1-to-1 ratio resin, so someone did ask on another video what resin and the ratio. It is a 1-to-1, and I think it's actually kind of a thinner 1-to-1 resin. I've had some that are pretty thick. This one's on the thinner side, and it's really my favorite because the bubbles come out easily and it cures pretty quickly. Like, I would say on a warmer day, within 6 to 8 hours, I can take it out of the mold. So that's pretty good compared to others that might like take a couple of days. It is getting colder here in Austin now. It's November, so they are taking a little bit longer, but still nowhere near as long as some other resins that I've tried. So you can see I've just got my gold leaf added into the resin. And we're going to pour that into each of our coasters. So for any of these super big chunks, just take that out, put it to the side, because you may actually want to add some gold leaf. Like if a spot's kind of bare, you want to add some there, you'll have it off to the side that you can kind of, you know, scrape a piece off and add it. All right, now because these coasters are, for the most part, aside from the pills and the gold leaf, they're gonna be clear, and I really try to get as many bubbles as possible out whenever, especially when it's a clear piece. So I've just got my torch and I'm gonna go in. I've poured about half of the resin. I'm gonna torch and then put in the rest and then torch again. Alright, so I think that the gold leaf is looking pretty good. I don't think I need to add much more, maybe except in this one over here. But this one up here that I'm working on right now, I think that looks good. And of course, you want bigger pieces, smaller pieces. You just want some different sizes of it throughout. So that looks pretty good to me. And I'm just trying to spread it around, make sure that there's no spots that look kind of bare. And then this one over here. So there is a dog that lives upstairs that is barking constantly, you guys, all the time. And so then Petrie starts barking at it. That's why he's barking right now. So that's even more annoying. But yeah, that thing, it's like a white Pomeranian. So it's like got one of those crazy high-pitched barks that just, no offense to anyone with a Pomeranian, I just it's a little annoying. But then of course Petrie starts barking and he's annoying too, so. So I'm just going in and making sure that gold leaf looks really good. I like it. I love a little bit of gold leaf in pieces. I don't use it a lot, but every time I do, I'm like, why don't I use this more? And this is probably going to be a shorter video, which I don't mind because this has been a very, very hectic week. My work, my full-time job, we are just developing an intranet site, and I got the task of creating the homepage for the human resources department, and it looks amazing, but I've been working on it a lot this week, so putting in some late nights. And so yeah, those bigger chunks of the gold leaf that I took out and put off to the side, like I said, I'm just kind of scraping some of that off and bringing it back in the spots where I think I could use a little more. Alright, so there is our gold leaf. I used all of that gold leaf that I put off to the side, except for this piece, which is really hard, so I must have gotten some resin on it at some point and it dried. But yeah, I think the gold leaf is looking really nice. So next I'm just going to leave this to start setting up. I don't want it to get completely hard, but I do want it to get pretty tacky, because I want to be able to place the pills on top of this first layer and not have them sink all the way down to the bottom. I want them to be kind of right in the center, right in the middle. And then I will place those on, let it finish curing, so that the pills stay in place when I come back and pour on more clear resin on top of that. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm just gonna let this sit, and then I will of course pop bubbles, just come and check on it every so often and pop the bubbles. But yeah, I will meet y'all back here, let's see. Yeah, I'll meet you back here tonight. I'm seeing if it's too late or not. It shouldn't be, because I don't want it to cure overnight. So yes, I will see you all back here tonight in a couple of hours once it's started to set up and I feel like the pills are not going to sink to the bottom. Alright, so it's been about 3 hours and our resin is pretty tacky, so you can see there's a string that gets left behind if I were to touch it, but it'll settle back down into itself. And you can also see that I've been a little busy in those 3 hours that I was letting this start to set up. So I did get some new chameleon powders from Glitter and Crafts for You. I have Fierce Ambition and Galaxy Opal. And then I've also got Sparkling Blue Water. This one's so pretty. These two are the Super Chameleons, and they are a little bit expensive. For half a gram, it's about $10 versus the regular chameleon, which this is half an ounce. And if I have my math correct, I think that's going to be around 14 grams. This is also $10. So very, very small amount of product. I don't know what the real difference is, but yeah, these are more expensive, so just keep that in mind. But I did make some earrings over here. I've got some bookmarks, more earrings, so I'll be sure to show those once they're ready to unmold, just to kind of see the new colors. I always like to test out new powders when I get them. But this is ready for the pills to go on without them sinking all the way to the bottom. So I have some pills that are just like, they're old, expired, like ibuprofen, or these were like caffeine pills, I think. So nothing that, you know, is dangerous to put in these. Not that you can even get them out once they're in the resin, but yeah. Or I think for the ibuprofen I just got like a new bottle, but it was super cheap, like $1. I didn't want to spend a lot on pills that I'm putting into resin. So I'm just going to place these on here. And then these are just the empty capsules, except for some of them that I filled with either glitter. So this one I filled, it's a clear capsule, and I did green glitter, purple, black, blue. And then there's some other ones that have little beads inside of them. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's little beads inside of there. So, and then these are just, I bought these off of Amazon. I think I just searched for like empty pill capsules or something like that. So I'm just gonna go in, place them randomly, make sure there's not too much of one color on one coaster. You can see I did do the little heart too. I mean, it's like a paperweight, or it's just a little something that you can include, but I'm just gonna place these capsules around, and we'll be back whenever I'm finished with that. Alright, so I'm done placing the capsules all on there. I'm just gonna let the resin set up overnight now, so that when I come back in the morning, all of the pills will still be in place and they're not going to move around whenever I pour in the clear over all of this. So yeah, it's I kind of randomly placed the capsules in the beginning, but as it started to get fuller, that's when I more deliberately placed them. If I saw this one doesn't have any blue glitter or this one needs some green, that's when I started to really pay attention to where I was placing what. So yeah, in the morning we are going to be ready to put on our top coat, let that finish curing, and then we can unmold them. But in the meantime, once all of this other stuff sets up and is ready to unmold, then we'll take a quick break and do that. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Alright you guys, so it's the next day, and before I pour the top coat on these, I want to go ahead and get all of these little goodies out of their molds first, just in case anything falls into here. I don't want it to fall into wet resin. I'd rather it fall on here and then I can just pick it out. But so this is a crystal mold, one of the small ones, and then I think I brushed both of the crystal molds with both of the super chameleon powder, so the Galaxy Opal and Fierce Ambition. So let's just see how it came out. Ooh, she's pretty. Oh, she's pretty. I know y'all can't see because the camera focuses behind, but that's so pretty. There we go. So I think the majority of it was the Fierce Ambition, the purple one. And it's funny, you guys from up top see purple, but me coming, you know, seeing it from this side, I see blue. So I guess those are the two main colors, are purple and blue. So pretty, so shiny. I love it. So let's get our bigger one out. Oh, so pretty. Oh man, I wish you guys could see the same color. I'll have to bring you down for like a different angle, because again, y'all see purple, but I see like a teal, greeny, blue color. Also very, very pretty. Charlie, well, Petrie's getting on her nerves. Go outside. Alright, I let them out on the patio These are some butterfly earrings, and it looks like this was the Galaxy Opal. And oh, they're so pretty. I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. So pretty. It never is like, you just never get the full effect on camera as in person. So there's some green and blue. I think those are the two primary colors, are green and blue. Okay. All right, and we'll do our other butterfly earrings. These were the other color, the Fierce Ambition. So they're so pretty. Oh, so that's, I think you can see the blue right there. So blue and purple. Let's see if you can see the two colors. I think you can see green. Yeah, okay, so those are the butterfly earrings. I did some seashell earrings too. And so that's how they'll sit. These I think look like scales on a fish or a mermaid, whatever. And so I like to add like a little seashell charm onto these. And again, they're just so pretty. I love the color shift effect. I'm sad that you all can't really see the green very well. But yes, they're so pretty. Okay, for the bookmarks, I did not brush the powder. I used the sparkling blue water chameleon powder. I didn't brush it onto the mold like I did with all of the earrings. I just mixed it with some black resin, and this is the top part, but there's the bottom, and it's, let me see. Okay, I moved the ring light closer to see if that'll help with the color. It's just so pretty. A really, really pretty like teal color, dark teal. And then this is the first time that I've used this feather bookmark mold. But you can see it's so pretty. And it's very, very thin, so it's still bendy. Like, I have found that with resin, the thinner the layer, the longer it takes to cure. So it's still pretty bendy, but even when it's fully cured, because it's so thin, it's gonna stay bendy, but still very pretty. All right, well, I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I like to do with some leftover resin, or, you know, when I want to try out some new products that I've purchased. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that there's nothing on here, and then we will get to putting on that top coat. All right, I've got my I've got my resin all mixed up, and I'm out of gloves, so I'm gonna have to do this one gloved. Usually you need to, you know, just be careful, make sure you wear your gloves and protective gear, but I only have one. So I'm going to just pour this in. a little bit at a time because there are some bubbles in this since I just mixed it. And I like to not have bubbles in my clear pieces. I mean, I don't like them in my colored pieces either, but you know, it's even more important in clear pieces because you can really see them. So I'm gonna go in and torch. Alright, and so yeah, I've got these little silicone brushes. I think they're used for like nail art because they've also got these metal tips that I think are like a dotting tool. Anyway, you can use that to, like, if you see a bubble in a corner, to kind of scoop it up to the top so that you can pop it. But otherwise, I think we are all done. I think this one has overflown a bit. And I'm just going to continue to check on these and torch as needed. Make sure I'm getting all those bubbles out and have very pretty clear pieces, clear coasters. And I've got some leftover resin here. I've got about 2 ounces, so I'll do another little bonus aside from the jewelry. So 1 second. Alright, so I got these little sphere molds, and I also got this opaque alcohol ink from Let's Resin, and this is supposed to give you the Petri effect, without having to, what you would usually do is put a drop of your alcohol ink and then drop some ink sinker on top of that to make it go down, do the little sinking effect. So these are supposed to already have that ink sinker mixed in with the color, with the alcohol ink. So all you have to do is just put your drops in. You don't have to actually do the 2-step process. It's just 1 step. So I thought I would try this out and just see what kind of effect we can get. So I've got my sphere mold, and I'm going to take the tops off of these. These are the bigger ones that come in 2 pieces so that when you unmold, you're not trying to get this huge thing through like a tiny little hole.
That's what she said.
So we've got some, I'm going to go ahead and fill these up, I guess as many as I can. Alright, so I probably won't have enough to do this bigger one, but we've got 2 medium-sized and then 3 of the little ones. So yeah, let's just, I guess, get started and see what happens. This color is raspberry. Alright, so yes, I did raspberry and then apricot and yellow. And yeah, okay. So we'll do those 3 and then we'll try these little ones. I guess I should just put this in the little hole and see what happens. Alright, so over here I'm thinking maybe some blues, greens. Actually, I'm going to leave these colors out just because I can see like there's probably going to be a few spots where I need to add more. So we'll leave those out, but we'll do some like green and blue ones too. Alright, so that's it for the colors. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to add the rest of the resin in these. And I guess we'll see what that does, if anything. Okay, so I think in these maybe we can add some more colors since I just added more resin. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I really don't. I'm just going with the flow here. So yeah, if you are a resin expert watching this and you're like, no, what are you doing, girl? Just, I'm learning, you know, if I make mistakes, I make mistakes, and I'm okay with that. It's how you learn. All right, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess I'll be back whenever the coasters are ready to come out of the mold, and hopefully by then, well, I guess I'll wait until everything's ready to come out of the mold, and then we'll see how these turned out. These I'm actually a little more curious and excited about, but yeah, I will meet y'all back here hopefully in a few hours, hopefully today. Alright you guys, so it is the next day, and I did let these go ahead and sit overnight just to make sure that they would be completely cured, ready to take out of the mold and not leave like any fingerprints or anything. So let's go ahead and get these out. This is a really good mold. They just pop right out. And there you have it. It is really pretty, and I love how clear they are. And like I said before, I know that these are not going to be to everyone's style. They're not going to be everyone's taste, but that's all right. They are a custom order, and I just figured why not record it, because you never know what other ideas you might spark, which now I'm thinking like, well, what else can I do? Like gummy worms or gummy bears, or you can see I do have some overflow right there, so I'll have to trim that off. We can get the little heart out. But yeah, now I'm like, well, yeah, what other edible items can we do? So who knows, maybe some of you can try too. There's the little heart, very cute. All right, so I'm gonna put these to the side and move this out of the way and get some other stuff in here. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I know the other earrings I made, I said that I would show you kind of the final product, how I like to put them all together. And here they are. So I've got this little rhinestone charm at the top. And since I feel like these look like scales, I like to put this little like seashell. This one's a starfish. I have some other ones like a clamshell and conch shells. But that's the finished product. That's how I like to put them together. I think they're so pretty. Yeah, so that's how I put them together. And now they're ready to be worn and adored by everyone who sees them. Okay, so I'll put those off to the side. And so what I did with the spheres is you all saw that I did the bottom half of these larger ones with the pigment paste that already had the ink sinker mixed into it. I let those set up, and then I put the tops on, the top half of the sphere, and filled that up with like some glittery resin. I had some of that glitter left over, so I just used it in some of my spare molds. And who cannot love glitter? Like, look how gorgeous that is. It's so pretty. I love glitter, and I don't understand people who say they don't like it. But I love glitter, so look how pretty these all are. And I feel like with these, with the glitter ones, I don't need to add like the extra embellishments because they're already so shiny and don't need anything extra. But here are the little seashells too. That's so pretty. I mean, come on, how can you not love glitter? All right, so I guess we can start with the smaller ones. And again, this is the first time that I've ever used these molds. I don't know how easy or how difficult it is to get them out of here. So let's just see. And I did, for these spheres, as the bubbles would rise to this little hole and pop, the level of the actual resin would go down. So I did add a little bit of the leftover glitter to these smaller spheres. I don't know if it's going to show or not, but let's just get it out. Okay. It's pretty hard to get out, but it's coming. Okay, so there's the bottom. Let's see. So I will have to trim that off. I guess then that I don't need to go all the way to the top of the hole of the mold. And, ooh, there is the inside. So you can see how it's dropped, and it looks so cool. Okay, so yeah, I'll bring y'all in for a little bit of a close-up. I know it's kind of hard for me to get it to focus up here, but let me get them out of the mold first, and then I'll bring y'all down. So here's the bigger of the ones that don't clamp, have like a top part and a bottom part. Okay, so this one, the alcohol ink like went much lower, and it went through like all of the sides, but you can still see a little bit into the top. So that one's pretty cool. That one looks like a real little marble, and again, we just need to trim that off, but that looks very cool. And this one, just from the outside, looks like it'll be pretty similar, but let's get it out. Oh, they're so cool. And you see it came all the way almost to the bottom, but then you can still see in the top. And from my point of view, like that kind of wispiness in there is the yellow. But look how cool that looks. Oh, so cool. Okay. So these, to get them out of the mold, I would rank that maybe like a 7 to 8 out of 10 on difficulty to get out. I kind of struggled with those. Those were not easy. So hopefully these are going to be easier. So there's the top. Oh, where are you? There's the top half, lots of glitter. And I tried to pick glitters similar to the colors of the ink that I used. So blues, greens, and then over here, pinks, orange, yellow. And you can see that that's where the resin went down in that hole. So I do have some UV resin that I can just put a couple drops and put the UV light and get it to harden quickly. Or of course, if I have like leftover resin on another project, I can put a few drops in there too. But that's so pretty. And so let's go ahead and look at the bottom. All right, so you can see here that there is, from where they come together, I guess it wasn't sealed all the way, and so there is a little bit that seeped into there, but I'll try to trim that off. But let's look at the top. Ooh. Very cool. Oh, it's so pretty. Ooh, I like this side view too. Like how wispy it is. They're so cool. I love these. So won't that look like a little planet or something? Maybe not, but okay, let's do the pink one. And again, there's that little hole at the top that I'll put in some resin, fill it up, but there is our sparkliness. So pretty. And you can see like this one I didn't put as much glitter as I did in this one. So that's why you see more of the clear space like at the top, because it does tend to sink to the bottom, the heavier glitter, chunky glitter does. All right, and you see here too that it also had some of that resin that seeped into the sides. Ooh, so this one closed up like all the way. So you don't see any like in the middle, it just closed up all the way. I don't know if I added more to this one, but I love that you can see like the different colors, the pink and blends with the yellow. You see more of the orange over here. Very cool, you guys. I know I keep saying that, but I've never done these, so they're new to me. Oh man, I really like these. These are so cool. These are fun to do. Now I want to do some more. So it's not that hard. I think it'll trim right off since it's such a thin layer. But what do y'all think? I think they're cool. I like them. So we'll put that over there. And yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. I know I ended up showing you guys a lot more than just those coasters, so it's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video than I originally intended, but I think it was well worth it to see all this other stuff. Oh, let me bring y'all down and see if I can get y'all a better view of these. 1 second. Okay, so let's start with the earrings first. I want to try to get you all a different view of the colors. So you can see it's more green, and then at that angle it looks more blue. And I'm just holding the camera, guys, so if it's shaky, that's why, because I have shaky hands. But like a bluish purple, and then green, teal. So pretty. I love those. Here is our little baby blue. Okay, so there you go. There's like the side view, and you can see, I know it's still a little bit blurry, but you can see how it drops down. So this is how I poured it in. So it looks really cool. Kind of looks like the ocean. Like, oh, it's the lost city of Atlantis. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, and here is our smaller pink one. And there it is in the center. Look at all those cool little, all that feathering. And then our bigger one. I just like that you can kind of see when it's open at the top a little bit, you can see down, see all the feathering inside. Here's our blue glitter, blue and green. And look how cool that is. That is so neat. And from the side it looks like wispy. Oh, it's so cool. I love that. And then our pinks and oranges. And again, like I said, this one it closed up all the way. So, but still, I like them all so much. Wow. Very cool. So I think like the smaller ones you can probably use, you can actually probably leave this tip up here and attach like a metal piece to make it a pendant. Maybe even the bigger one. So that might be an idea that you can do for those. And again, like, look at this glitter. So pretty. I love these. Okay, well, that's it for our video today, you guys. And I hope I was able to show y'all some cool, interesting things, maybe give you some ideas on what other items we can make coasters out of. Like I said, maybe some gummy worms or gummy bears, or I think for Halloween I saw someone had done some candy corn. So there's lots of ideas, you guys, lots of stuff to try out. So let me know if there's anything that you all want to see in particular. I do have quite a few ideas that I'm thinking. It's like I either have no idea what I want to do, or I have like 5 different projects that I want to do and I don't have enough time to do them all. Yeah, I'll get around to all of them, but yeah, I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you will come resin with me on my next one. But y'all, you have a great day, y'all.